You already know what it is. RLE Cast episode 8. Don Warbucks, call 1 and 7. It's bigger than Ye. It's bigger than Kyrie. Let's get it.
Real Life Enterprise presents the RLE Cast with Don Warbucks, Bibbs the Don, Chips 150, and Ballistic.
Holla at your boy RLE Cast, man. Episode 8. Go by the name Don Warbucks, man. I seen this dude here next to me before, man.
What's going on? It's Call 187. How y'all doing?
How y'all doing? How's everybody doing right now, man? We got an important topic to talk about right now. So before we get started on that, man, follow us once again. Subscribe to the page, the RLE Cast. Click that link, click the bell and add for notifications. And also check us out on all digital platforms, Spotify preferably. Got a lot of stuff we got to talk about right now. This is urgent, you know what I'm saying? So that's why we're doing this by Zoom. We're talking about the conflict right now that's going on between Ye and what's going on between Kyrie Irving, and how we've basically been ostracized because they're speaking their mind or whatever they've been feeling right now. And we want to give a different perspective, especially when it comes
over a picture. That's the crazy part.
Over a picture, you know. So, and over a link, you know what I'm saying? So
yeah, pretty much.
We just want to give a different perspective because everyone's giving a lot of perspectives. I'm supporting one person but not supporting everybody. I think I could agree with the both of us that we rock with Ye and we rock with Kyrie. And, you know, we're going to talk about the reasons why, man. You know what I mean? So,
yeah.
Supposedly, you know, Ye and Kyrie Irving, they share the same sentiments we've been sharing forever since we've been in the hood for the longest. We live in Brooklyn, you know what I'm saying? That's all we see, you know what I'm saying? And in the industry, that's what we see, you know what I'm saying? And it's, you know, a certain community, they control what's going on in the industry, the music industry, the entertainment industry, you know what I'm saying? I would even say the real estate industry, you know what I'm saying? They have some kind of control.
It's everything.
It's pretty much everything, you know? And people say, oh, it's a conspiracy. And if you say it's a conspiracy, it's anti-Semitism. It's not anti-Semitism because I want to control everything. I don't have a problem with what they do. If that's what it is, I don't have an issue with it. But let's stop faking the funk, man. I mean, like, do you agree with what Ye's saying? And no, matter of fact, do you agree? Yeah, do you agree with what Ye's saying? And do you agree with what Kyrie is saying as far as the control aspect of things?
I mean, it's funny because you know what I look at? I look at how things are moving now. And it's so funny. I used to talk about this years ago. And I just didn't have them. I used to talk to people about things like this. And they used to think that I was crazy, right? To a point where if you're systematically structured to believe this particular way, that's the slave mentality and you're already processed to think that way. All Kanye West did and Kyrie been saying is things that have been going on in the world for a long period of time. A lot of people want to blame white supremacy, but nobody wants to blame the chain that really makes these particular superstars who they are and how they pull them and yank them down when necessary, when they feel a certain way. We've seen it with Michael Jackson. This ain't the first time. We've seen this with Michael Jackson.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? When Michael Jackson went out of his deal, he was going to own half of Sony and he had all his masters. They hated the fact that that happened. Not only that, after Michael Jackson died, guess who bought the masters back? You feel what I'm saying?
Yeah. Yep.
So to me, this is systematically, and it shows you how strong they are without really showing who they are by literally, once you say something that's out of the context of what they want you to do, that's when it's a problem. Yeah. Somebody who was considered a billionaire with almost 11 billion allegedly net worth wise, goes all the way down to 400 million. That should tell you something. Yeah. They put it in the tabloids to increase somebody's margin to make them look higher than thou when it comes to us. Because at the same time, it's systematically structured for only certain people of our color to be pulled. You know what I mean? Because the whole thing is to consume and also gain money. And how do they do that? Through the celebrities they choose. For the powers that be. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
The thing that I have a problem, and I'll let you finish. That's a whole other structure, but that's what so of course I'm rocking with both of them.
Yeah, yeah, and I like what you said when you said, they let a certain narrative run as far as white supremacy is concerned, because that's the okay narrative.
Exactly.
They want
instant division.
Yeah, instant division, and not for nothing, it's like they want us to just put a blame on a boogeyman for things that's going on, instead of looking at who's really exploiting the culture and looking at who's really exploiting and trying to keep people in this victimized mind state. You know what I'm saying? Like, why is it so easy to say, yo, white supremacy, white supremacy, white supremacy this, the colonizer? But now when I say, yo, these people right here, they controlling our money and they're exploiting off of everything we do, all the murder and all the drugs and all the sex.
They push that. They push it. They push the narrative because through the music. Yep.
Yeah. Now all of a sudden you want to take it. And then it's just weird. It's weird to me, bro, how people want to be selectively moral when it comes to one messenger as opposed to another messenger. Oh, we're not going to believe it because he wants white approval. Like, what is that? What is that? That don't make no sense. Like, you work a 9-to-5 job getting paid by a white man all the time. Like, what do you mean white approval? Like, what, he's not supposed to say
what's on his mind?
What's on his mind? You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Like, the minute you say something that's out of the box, it's like they don't want you out of the box. The minute you out of the box, you a raccoon, you a Sambo, you this and you that. It's like they try to keep you so in box-minded thinking in selective morality, bro. Like, it's really irritating, bro, at this point.
It's true. But see, the majority of the people of our color in this today's society, they only look one-sided.
Yeah.
They only believe in one side situation. Mm-hmm. A lot of our people just automatically judge a situation instead of embracing and actually learning from the situation and looking at both sides of the spectrum. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
When you're too extreme on one side, you totally miss everything on the other. Yeah. It's kind of like if you driving and you just been driving the right side the whole entire time and forgot about the left. You're more than likely to just have these particular things that could be an accident, but if you're so right-minded, you just felt like you made the right decision regardless. Mm-hmm. If that makes sense.
Yeah.
So for me, how I look at this situation, it's systematically structured that way. We've been brainwashed for a long period of time. Yeah. You know, it's like certain things are finally coming to fruition, like the Christopher Columbus situation, how we saw how he was the whole 9 yards and how we shouldn't be celebrating these holidays, et cetera, et cetera. And then if you look deeper in text even with the Jewish people and where their ethnicity exactly comes from, you know who the original Jews were. You know what I mean? Yeah. And you know what I mean? And this is the thing too, right? Because they want to, and it's so funny because they hit the celebrities, but they didn't hit the publisher, even though the publisher was speaking knowledge. The number one thing, instead of going after, and Kyrie Irving just shared a link, and then expressed how he felt in an interview and got ridiculed off of what he felt. And they wanted to attack that. It seemed like that reporter was highly into a situation of really wanting to go in depth and felt like it was an attack towards Jewish people, when in all reality, it was just him embracing the truth. You know what I mean?
Yeah. So you pretty much feel it's his right to post that link on the page. Like,
I don't see no problem with it. I don't see no problem with it. It's the same way how, our ethnicity background comes from like Egypt and Africa and what we've done and the intelligence that we have. I mean, we were the first Masons. We were the first Moors. We were the first ones to, know about math. We really knew things and really knew the type of things that we structured the situation. You know what I'm saying? A lot of stuff just got robbed and put into a situation, to a thing. And then from there, I feel like what I'm trying to say is that we were the builders, we were the creators, we were the ones that had the designs. One thing I'm sick of reporters doing, usually when you hear these reporters and everybody that's doing this and they know the classifications of things, they really don't know. You know what I mean? Except, when we're trying to figure ourselves out, we're trying to get it from a core source, from the real information.
Yeah.
I'm not going, a lot of this stuff, when you look at the publishers, a lot of these publishers is either white or some type of Jewish descent. A lot of people don't know that. know what I'm saying?
Okay.
But when you go down the time, when you go down the pipeline and you start figuring out, okay, who's this person? Where's this person from? And what family, blah, 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 blah. Because guess what? These guys know where they come from. We don't. Know what I'm saying? We're trying to get back to that promised land. And certain people are starting to wake up and really wanting to know their ethnicity background and really know who we are, where we actually come from. Don't get mad and try to attack the truth, because the truth is with the truth. But at the same time, I know why that happens, because at the end of the day, even Jesus was crucified for the truth. You know what I mean? So you could tell how I look at it, how Kanye West got crucified, how Kyrie Irving got crucified. You could tell how bad Jesus had it when they told him he was the son of the Father.
Yeah.
You feel what I'm
saying? That right there, automatically people gonna feel away. They will feel away about that. You know what I'm saying? Without going into depth of it, but they're gonna already feel away about that. Like, oh, are you insinuating? But like,
go ahead.
Are you insinuating this, that, and the third? You know what I'm saying? I can't even. This is how much control it is that you can't even be clear about that. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
But come on now, come on. We know the New Testament. We know what happened. You know what I'm saying? We know who got crucified, bro. And Jesus ain't had no emperor's clothes on. He had no crown on. None of that. He had regular clothing on. And who denied him? Who denied him? Who denied the fact that he was Messiah? You know what I'm saying? So people don't. That's what it is. You know what I'm saying? It is what it is. You can see
by the sense of, and you could tell, and I'm gonna really break it down, because I'm not gonna just say this outside. I'm gonna say names. You know, shout out to Young Guru when he did that on My Expert Opinion, right? Yeah. There's a part where it's like, name the names. I feel like Ebro. I feel like Paul Rose. Was it Peter Rosenberg? Is it Peter Rosenberg? Yeah.
Yeah. Them two, man. Listen, man.
So Ebro, like you could tell he's an intelligent person.
Yeah.
So he knew a lot. I listened to him. Like I said, I'm not pro left. I'm not pro right, because I feel like I'm in the middle, right? So the whole thing is, like, hearing Ebro talk about this, I understand he felt some kind of way, but when it come to us, like, there should be a secrecy of talking to this person one-on-one after a while. It's okay to state your opinion. It's okay to feel how you feel up front, up close, when the transactions happen. But when you get to this point where it's becoming way more than what it needs to be, Peter Rosenberg should stop talking after a while.
You see, but I feel like between the both of them, they have to say that. I'm saying they have to say those things.
Charlemagne too. Yeah,
all of them.
Yeah,
in my personal opinion, we're gonna definitely delve into that in a few. But I feel like all of these influencers, they want to push, especially the Black culture, a certain way. They want to keep you on this road. We don't want you to be derailed, because you gotta understand, these are the people that anytime you hear these celebrities talk about Jewish people, it's not like a sense of, nah, these are my peoples, you bugging out. It's more like, yo, we love the Jews. You can't say nothing about the Jews. Yeah. Why are you so threatened about Jewish people? You know what I'm saying? Yeah.
I mean, and I'll be honest with you, because people probably be like, you don't know Jews yet, but I worked with Jews.
Yes.
I worked at Keiko's. My boss was a Jew, like aesthetic Jew. Like, he was the real deal. You know what I mean?
And I was around him. It's not even a thing like all the Jews or all the Jewish people. It's
it's not all set. It's a certain set. Exactly. Let me make that. I'm glad you said that. There's a certain set that looks at us in a different light. Some people don't realize, but a lot of those Jews that we're talking about, which is one particular group, they don't look at you as a human being. They look at you as an animal that can talk. These are facts. I'm not making this up. This is real. This is real. And how I know, I asked on numerous occasions from different locations. Williamsburg.
And you spoke to them
New York.
themselves.
I talked to them. Right. I talked to them personally and had a conversation with them. Some of them, I'm gonna be real with you. We gonna keep it all the way real, because everybody, you know, all these people like, oh, read books or read texts. One thing about history is that it's history. So we can't go back and reflect on that. We have to go back with the times of right now, what's happening, what we see in these people. Yeah. They're not bringing nothing back to the community. If anything, they want to take stuff and leave us with nothing. They want to put us in a drought. And if they do have something with us, they want to hold on to a slave trade type of deal where anything you do, we want you to pretty much dance and do what we want you to do. But as far as you trying to attack us, you better calm that whole thing down, because we'll ask you in a second. Mm-hmm. Look what they did to Ye. But yeah, back to the whole working with them. You go to Williamsburg and you go to these buildings, not apartments, because they own. Go to Williamsburg. They don't rent apartments over there. They own projects that's built with marble floors and and crystal chandeliers in the projects in Williamsburg. Yeah. You kidding me? Yeah. And it's okay that they have their own establishment. I'm not knocking that at all, right? The problem I have is with us. You know what I'm saying? That's the number one issue I have with us, right? You know, I've been saying this for years. It's more of us than them. You take $1 or $2, you got millions of people. Start working on each other's company and start bringing money to every other state that's in the hood that's going through these problems. Let's start cleaning out the waste that's in there. We allow everything that happens wrong with us. We keep that in our backyard. We know the drug dealer that's killing our uncles and killing our cousins and being in molestation and pedophilia, but we still let that person walk around because we're afraid about. Right. So we have that.
Somebody say something.
Right.
Say this is wrong.
And then if everybody says this is wrong, they don't go after that. The person that's doing wrong, they go after the whistleblower.
Yeah.
Know what I'm saying? So when the whistleblower becomes the target, but the whistleblower is admitting the truth. But then it's kind of like if you see that drug dealer kill one of your relatives and you cry about it, it's hypocritical. It's hypocritical. You know what I mean? Like it's kind of like you're just a part of the problem like anybody else. Yeah. Know what I'm saying? So how I look at it is like until we really understand and change the way of thought of what has been happening in our community, it's never going to be a change until that situation changes on its own within our community. We're not going to do it. You know what I mean? You know, if we know that the education is wrong and things that's going on in our community, we have to change what's going on in the household. Mm-hmm. We're the first educators before we even step out the door as parents. I'm ranting, but let's get back to the. No, it's all right. That's just how I feel about it. It's layers. That's what I said. It's just layers.
It's a lot of layers. It's a lot of layers. And one thing I think is that when people sit there, when the Jewish community or any, I'm not even gonna say the Jewish community, but you know, these
just that particular set.
When they sit there and they want to take things away from people because they speak their opinions, like. Do you think you're proving anybody wrong when you do that? Like you're proving people right. And even though it's conspiracy or whatever, you're proving them correct. Like it doesn't even make any sense to do that. If y'all are not this or y'all not that, why not but put your facts up? You know what I'm saying? Put your facts up and show why what you're saying is not true. This is not true because of this. But instead you want to take and try to beat and straight ostracized and pretty much buck break people down to the point where they can't speak their mind. Like you proving people correct. So
you proving people correct, but the ones look how many of us are still asleep.
Yeah, the docility of it. I just about to say that. The docility of people see that and be like, oh well, they should have never said nothing. They should have just got their money, man. Just get your money and don't say nothing. Well, dudes haven't been saying that for a long time, getting money for a long time. There's a lot of black millionaires and a lot of black people getting money. And where's the plan at? Where's the plan to do anything? It's a bunch of y'all. Y'all could make a whole community bank if y'all want to. Y'all don't do it. Y'all could do a whole bunch of stuff and y'all quiet and getting money and not doing nothing. Where's the work?
You know why? Because it's all about control. Because they could have did this a long time ago. Let's be honest, right? Let's be honest, right? They're all millionaires. Everybody be like, oh, but they can't help the hood. It's all millionaires, right? All millionaires. If you're and billionaires, right? If you really love the hood, because you push all of this garbage in the hood for people to listen to. You want to listen to everybody wants to listen to the drug dealer. Everybody want to listen to the person that's gloating and prodding about the things they did. But you can't, not all the celebrities could take millions or hundreds of thousands. Build a fundraiser. And structure it to like, all right, you see this part right here, this part's messing up. Let's build this situation. I'm not saying that there's no rappers doing it, but I feel like if you're a rapper, you know that you have a bad rep because the community feels like you're not doing nothing. It should be established. It should be known that you are doing something to the community because that people appreciate you more for doing so. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? It may take a process. People may not agree. People be like, oh, they're just trying to get money. Oh, it's a tax write-off. Just do the work. Everybody gets 100,000. Let's work on each particular unit of the stroke, whatever hood it is. let's fix it slowly, and let's get to this point to where everybody has a situation and doing better. Yeah. Until we can like really commute and really come to the community and really speak to each other as a people, not trying to brag and boast about what we're doing and how we're living better compared to where we come from. That's the wrong approach. But at the same time, I feel like it's systematically structured to be that way. I feel like they say, oh, I feel like these particular Jews feel like you can't do all of that. Yeah. It's all right to do a couple of things to where you know what I'm saying, you do fundraisers and all that. Those are nice tax write-offs, whatever the case. But after that, you back here. Yeah. We can't. I feel like that's really what goes on. It's the same way where you can't say Jesus in a rap, or you can't say Jesus in a movie theater, or whatever the case may be, or you can't say you represent Jesus when you sit there and show acknowledgement of who you know, for all the success you've had over the time. Yeah, you can't do it.
It's also a mentality there in our eyes when it comes to us as a community, Black people, whatever y'all want to identify yourself as, because you know everybody is not, you know, everybody's not in community like that. Skin folk don't mean kinfolk, you know what I'm saying? So it's a mentality that's there, that people don't want to make the changes when they're supposed to make the changes, or they're afraid to fail, you know, or they just don't want to put the hard work in, and they don't want to wait for the results. They want this instant gratification. You know what I'm saying?
Right, that's true.
It's not going to work like that. It's not going to work like that. You know what I'm saying? People afraid. It's a mentality that's there. People are going to get mad at me about that shit, but it is. You know what I'm saying?
No, I could agree with that.
From the bottom all the way to a millionaire. From the billionaire, all the way to a regular common person, bro. It's a victimized mentality. It's dudes, how you got $1 million, $1 million+ and you still talking about white supremacy, bro? I'm not sitting here saying that, you know, we see now who run things and who's taking stuff from you when you open your mouth, but you got money, right? And you're in a position where you could do a lot more and you could flex a little bit more. How are you the one getting money and you're still complaining? You're still complaining when you could flex a little bit more than the average person. And then when you're the average person that has all this knowledge, what is going on where you're not putting feet to the ground, where to the point where you're just making the hard moves, no matter how long it takes, even if it takes 5 years, 10 years. You know, it's a mentality that's there that people, they just don't want to even move on when it comes to that. You know what I'm saying? They want to keep people in lock and step in that position. Well, that's the main thing that I see. So when you see people like Kanye, or you see people, especially Ye, open his mouth, and you see people like Kyrie just disrupting the whole matrix of what's going on, you know, that's a complete problem. You know what I'm saying? That's a complete problem in my view. You know what I'm saying? But people at the end of the day, when it comes to someone like Ye, they choose to just say, yo, let's just not look at what he's talking about, because he wore White Lives Matter shirt. He said slavery is a choice. This dude, Kyrie, he ain't saying nothing. So let's go there. You know what I'm saying? Like people, they so much in the non-accountability mentality that even if he's right, you know that Ye is right. But because of this, I was gonna say that. Let's not go here. Right. Let's just agree with Kyrie, because Kyrie is the safe option. This guy's not safe. I'd rather deal with the guy that's not safe, me personally, because
I totally agree.
Really on that type of time.
I'm gonna tell you, because I never told you my favorite hero out of Black history, right? I never told you, right? No. It's not Martin Luther King. It's not Malcolm X.
It's not Malcolm.
No. My favorite hero of all time is Harriet Tubman. You know why? Because she took us out of slavery. Yeah. She put it on her back. Yeah. She even took, and I don't wish death on nothing. I don't, you know, to those who had to fall. But whoever was the whistleblower of trying to be Uncle Tom and run back and tell the slave masters where the Underground Railroad was, she slaughtered these people. You feel what I'm saying? Her own, to make sure that she put everybody else in freedom. That lady don't get enough acknowledgement for what she's done in the Black community. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? I feel like she gets praised, but I feel like she's not on the same totem pole as Malcolm X and Martin Luther King. In my opinion,
Nat Turner don't get respect.
That's right.
Demar Vesey, a lot of these people that revolt don't get respect, but then they turn around and get mad at Ye when he say slavery is a choice.
And that's why I'm saying that I'm glad that you brought that up, because Harriet Tubman could have just said, she could have went back.
Yeah, she could have said, I have no choice. I have to stay here. I got to deal with this.
She made the choice, though.
She made the choice.
Bam.
People were like, but you might die. People might die. They went through this and went through that. Yeah, and of course, common sense in the beginning. You in Africa, somebody kidnapped you. We're not saying that.
Right.
We're saying you've been sitting here. Your grandmother been through it. Your mother been through it. Your father been through it. All these people been through it. At what point do y'all come together and say, yo, what's more important? Would you rather die, or would you just, because you know what I'm saying, what we're going through is hell anyway. You know what I'm saying? We might as well keep it pushing. You know what I'm saying? If we die, we die. It is what it is. A lot of people, they don't have the mind from even fathom even going through that. So this is exactly what Ye was saying in the first place. Yo, this is a choice. If it was me, I wouldn't be doing that. Said,
that's exactly, that's what he never expressed it in that magnitude.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Because we all had that conversation. Yo, you think you would just be locked up in chains? No, they would have to kill me at this point.
They would have to kill me.
Because, right, because I'm getting out of this. I'm not staying in this. You know what I'm saying? Like, and that's the thing. Like, if we had more Kanye Wests in the world, you don't have to be smart as Ye. You know what I'm saying? But flipping the world on its ear, because I'll be honest with you, I'm tired of anytime they talk about a slave movie, I don't want to see it.
I don't want to see it either.
You know what I'm saying?
I don't want to see it either.
I don't, like when they was like, oh, Django's a good movie. Nah, I don't want to watch nothing. You know what I'm saying? Because it's systematically structured, it's still showing the fact of who still holds control. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
And I'm tired of hearing the who holds control situation.
Yeah.
We have the right to control and be able to do what we need to do for us.
Yeah.
And that's the problem. You know what I'm saying? With the how can I put it? Section 8 or not Section 8, welfare. You know what I'm saying? Don't get me wrong. People need it, but some people really don't. We've been in the hood. You know what I'm saying? They thrive off of wanting to have and want their hands out for everybody else to help them out instead of helping themselves.
Yeah.
We need to get to a situation. We need to get to a situation where we build our own, create our own, and stay in our own.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And you know, people be like, you know, when I watched Black Panther this past weekend, right?
Yeah, I saw it too.
Good movie, right?
Yeah.
It just, when I see it, I'm like, this is what black people, this is what we really could be at. Forget the vibranium and all that. Just as a people, we could be this way. Because in all reality, we are peaceful people. Yeah. It's just that we've been in a society of self-destruct for so long. We just cope with the mechanisms like generational wise. You know what I mean? Like it's just it's a repeat and revolving door. Yeah. And the only way you stop the revolving door, because everything else is being processed too. Look at the Jewish people that's promoting all of this, the hot night, all the music, all that stuff. Let's stop all of that. How about we stop listening to the stuff that we know that's damaging our community? There won't be as many thoughts. There won't be as many drug dealers or gangbangers or drug heads. Yeah. You know what I mean? Let's really bring the positivity back to where it's really structured. But I see why people get so mad. Oh, you don't like gangster rap. It's not the point of it being gangster. It's the fact that it's polluting the airwaves. Yeah. I don't care, you know, shout out to Matt, but, you know, and he, you know, they like, it's a feeling. Yeah, we all got feelings in the situation. I may talk about what happened to me, but when you sit in there systematically saying, I pushed keys and it was like this and this, that, and the third. Yo, after a while, you start realizing these dudes want to really do that, even if they're not built like that. How many people we seen die from the music sonically, just the environment they lived in, the music that they listening to, the stuff that they're around. If they living in this poverty type mindset and they see somebody else come out of this situation, what you think they going to think? Even if they not built like that, they going to still try it to a degree. It depends on what level structure that they at mentally about it. Yeah. You know what I mean?
They want to keep certain people. Certain people are just going to be at a certain part when it comes to level structure mentally, because again, when you look at Ye, he's saying things that a lot of y'all don't like and turn y'all off. And sometimes y'all use selective morality to say, oh, well, because he put a White Lives Matter t-shirt on and said the slavery is a choice, we're not rocking with him. Well, we're going to rock with Kyrie Irving. That shows, you know what I'm saying?
Selective.
It shows, selective. And it shows that people want to stay on a certain atmosphere. They want to stay in a I'm blaming everybody type situation. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
So Kyrie, he's trying to find understanding and he's trying to find himself. And what he's doing is right. I stand behind Kyrie all the way. But I know.
Yeah, I do too.
Yeah, I know why people say, yo, we were Kyrie, but we not with Kyrie. And to me, that's mad disingenuous at this point. You know what I'm saying?
I totally agree. Because basically, you know why? Because, be honest with you, let's be real. Kyrie Irving was just a watered down Kanye.
Yeah,
in that statement.
Exactly. A lot of these people are watered down. Everybody that's in the black entertainment industry to me is watered down. I want to pick up where we left off as far as Kyrie and Ye is concerned, as far as a lot of these black entertainers and black influencers and celebrities responding when it comes to Ye and when it comes to Kyrie Irving. And it's just weird for me to see certain people just have an issue with what Ye is saying, well, really what Kyrie is saying. And,
right.
and they have an issue with Ye, and why are they the first to just jump up and just speak when it comes to things like this? And when they speak, they just always speak negatively. I feel like personally, when you're in a position like that and you already getting your bread butter by that industry, to say, yo, I don't even know what's going on, I don't know what that's about.
Right.
That's their responsibility and what they want to do. Whatever consequences that come along with it, that's them. I don't know anything about it. But instead, oh, this guy's an idiot. This guy's dumb. This dude is a buffoon. You shouldn't say nothing. You need to shut up. Do this. Like, come on with all that. It's like no solidarity at all.
No, what I mean, why would they? They're not forgiving people. Just being real. No, are they?
I wouldn't think they would be. I wouldn't think they would be.
Yeah, once they're done with you, they're completely finished. You know what I mean? Like, I'll tell you, case in point. I had a problem with the company that I worked for, this Jewish company I worked for. One of the best workers, right? I got the job done, right? They never gave a law or rule how to do it, right? They just said, go out there. You got 3 deliveries on the truck. Take care of all 3 deliveries. I would knock the deliveries down, and I was so fast that I'd be like, hey, you need me to drop another load? I'll come and load the truck back up and do another one. Got to a point where I was doing too much. You know what I mean? They started seeing like I worked for my money. I earned my keep in a lot of cases. Eventually, I would start seeing different attitudes with one particular Jewish person in general, right? They get to a point where, I don't know, I guess they don't like you or they're having a bad day. They just take it out on you. Why am I saying this, right? Because it really don't matter to me of what I've dealt with and anybody else who have talked about these people is the fact that these are celebrities so they can reach a higher audience about what they say. You know what I mean? And the fact that they have so much power in their voice, what do? It's just like dirt. They just want to throw as much dirt as they can on you so you can so eventually you can either shut up or look crazy.
Yeah. I mean, look, my thing is, to all these black entertainers and to all these dudes that's in the industry, like subconsciously or consciously, I feel like they're just a part of some agenda. They get paid,
of course.
Yeah, they get paid. They want to push a narrative. They want to keep people on the bread and circus type mind frame where you're not even worried about the more serious, important things that's going on right now. They want to keep people docile, and they just want to be on a narrative of just pushing whoever else out that is pushing against that.
Yeah, 110%. They've been doing it for years.
Time. Yeah, every time. You just gotta. Nobody asked you to say that you denounce these people. No one asked you as a basketball analysis, a basketball player, a rapper, anything for you to move your mouth when these two say something. But yet you have to say, well, these dudes, I don't mess with these dudes. I renounce them. They this and they that. Oh, yays. Like you always gotta say something. Like nobody asked you to say anything, man. Let that dude deal with what he did with. But no, the reason why you open your mouth is because you're afraid that your check is gonna not be your bread ain't gonna be butter. You ain't gonna get the check
Right.
that you're supposed to get anymore.
Right.
So you pretty much trying to protect a narrative. That's what I feel. Because
Yeah, that's
there's no reason for you to be so verbal when it comes to someone just opening their mouth about something they don't like. You're not this
I
verbal
agree.
when kids in Chicago are shooting and killing each other on a daily. You're not this
Mm.
verbal when it comes to people trying to own their own business, their own property, their own everything. But you're super verbal when it comes to someone that's going against the narrative and saying that people are exploiting the culture. I do not understand people like this that look like us that do this. But you're supposed to be for black people. And then the thing is that kills me is that you have regular people that they feel like, yeah, because he's black and he's excellent, he gotta be for us. This person gotta be for us. No, that person ain't for you. If that person is not showing you, yo, this is how you get the, you see how I got money, you see how I got rich, this is a little bit of inkling of how you get the money. This is a little bit of inkling of how you get out of this white supremacy. You just pushing and pushing white supremacy and pushing all this all day. But now when someone say, yo, look, there go the issue right there. There go the issue that you need to get rid of in order to get out of this. Now you opening your mouth and saying, oh, well, he's anti-Semitic. I would have never said DEF CON. I would have never said all these things. Okay,
but you know what side that's coming from though. Because they paying them too.
They paid them to say it. Yes.
There you go.
That's them to say that. They paid them.
Right.
They paying them to say it. Because there's no reason for you to open your mouth about it. You know what I'm saying? There's no reason at all.
I'm gonna tell you why. Ebro said it one time. I forgot because I got the podcast. I listen to everybody, right? And he was like, well, who's the one that pays our bills? Who's the one that takes care of the situation and make sure that the lights come on? Who's the one that's running
the... said that?
Yes, he did. Yes, he did. Right? I'm paraphrasing, but it was similar to that situation. So, and Charlemagne is one of them too, who also exposed that as well. Yeah. Even though a lot of people don't realize the same people who own Hot 97 is still the people who run 105.1. Yeah, but that's another story. Yeah. But these are the same people. It's them. They control the narrative. So if they're the ones that's controlling the narrative and they're paying, they're going to pay. It's a, like, you know, before you used to think, you know, when we would say there was higher ups and how the controlling situation is, there's so many layers. So, you know, for a fact, these Jewish people, this particular entity, right, that they are funding it to be polluted in this matter. You know what I mean? The thing that makes me cringe, right, all the time, because they're the ones that run Hollywood and all this other stuff, right? And we're gonna get back to this part, but this is the part that gets me, right. They're supposed to fear God. They believe in the Old Testament. You feel what I'm saying?
Yeah.
They believe this stuff. So why are you promoting demonic ways in life and the wrong ways and ideals on us? Mm-hmm. And then try to control that as if that's what we really are.
But my thing is, those people, they don't follow. They don't follow the religious views. What they do is they hide behind the identity of the religious people. Those views. They hide behind it. So now when you go to say, yo, y'all over here doing this, that, and the third, oh no, you anti-Semitic. But bro, you don't go to a synagogue or none of that joint, bro. You just hiding behind the identity, and you hiding behind
you know that you protect it.
And you know that you protect it. That's what they're doing. That's what they're doing at the end of the day. You know what I'm saying? And then, like, I feel like also when it comes to these black entertainers, and I'm gonna be talking about this a lot. I don't care nobody said it. I'm gonna make a song about it, everything. Yeah. They profit off people pain, bro.
They do. No, it's true.
Yes.
Through drug abuse.
Yes.
Through you know, problems and through abuse just in the household. The music itself. Yeah. The pain in the music.
Yes.
They thrive off of that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But this is the thing that drives me crazy up a wall too, right? Because it happens in rock and roll. You know what I'm saying? Look at Katy Perry. Look at not Miley Cyrus, Taylor Swift.
Yeah.
Right. The whole thing is that like those people still live long lives. Like, you know, even the greats. You know what I'm saying? Like, you listen to I'm trying to think of like somebody from back in the day. Ozzy Osbourne, he's still highly respected in such regards. In the hip hop industry, is pretty much a regurgitation. They live off your pain for a moment. You're just a moment in a space.
Yeah.
After that, they destroy. You don't exist, and that's what it is. Like it's a recycle, rinse, reuse for something new for somebody else over and over again, because they want us to keep us in that situation. But when you got somebody intelligent enough to cut through the situation, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
They don't want that.
Yeah, you sign the stupidest, dumbest rappers. You sign the most ratchetest, dumbest chicks. You push the most toxic crap in the culture. You never see these black celebrities and these entertainers and these influencers running their mouth about that and saying this is wrong. They're so docile when it comes to it, and they're cool with everyone on social media being docile when it comes to that. The minute two people come out and say, break it, we not with all that, and y'all be exploiting it. And some of us, we come from we're the original. We're the original when it comes to certain religion. Now all of a sudden, the problem. Now y'all jumping out and y'all running your mouth. Because why? Because you want to profit off of people's pain. You know what I'm saying? And it even goes as far as to current events of people getting killed by police and people getting killed when it comes to violence. Like they profiting off of that. You see certain athletes doing stuff, they getting money, they getting deals.
Yeah.
They do a little symbolic thing, and then what? Once they get their deal and then what? They get nothing. Nobody gets nothing out of that. There's no rules that change. Nothing happens. No one's aware to change things. Nothing. You know what I'm saying? And that's the big thing that really concerned me. When I see these people jumping up, talking against people like Ye or people like Kyrie, because it's different from the norm and it's an anomaly. I know that you know what I'm saying? I know you're trying to profit over pain. I know that it's a system thing. You are a part of a system, but you kind of use your skin color, you're saying, to get people on your side. That's what they do. That's why I don't be dealing with, when it comes to the industry, bro, like, I don't know.
I get it. I totally agree.
I be looking at them like, I don't vibe with you like that. I do not vibe with you like that, because all you're going to be talking about is, Black lives do matter. All you're going to talk about is...
we have to make that matter first, though.
Exactly, right? Exactly.
That's the reality.
You show it don't make it matter. You're just saying it and putting symbols everywhere. But you're not showing it. All you're going to do is talk about the white man this, the white man that. But, bro, you living in a $10 million mansion, bro. If we struggling down here, bro, show me how you got that. Show me how you got there. You got mad investments, you got mad businesses, you got mad trading, you got all these things. Show me at least a little bit, 10%. I can use 10% of that.
I got to give Hov a little bit of respect, because he did try to do that in a 444 for that one verse where he started talking about how the Jewish people started gaining income and started doing that.
I like that.
And he said with credit, which was the number one thing.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And people really didn't take the actual thought process, you know what I'm saying, of like what that was. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Some people went over people's heads.
It goes over their head. If it go over your head, it won't be as serious as if someone's blatant like those two. Like Kendrick Lamar's whole album talking about God and talking about, you know what I'm saying? We the original black people and all this. He said all that in his whole album. It goes right over people's head because he's safe. He's a safe scenario. Someone like Kanye saying, I'm gonna say whatever, I don't care. This, and my mom's was a sacrifice and blah, 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 blah. That joint goes completely against the narrative of what dude's been doing.
If we really look at the situation as far as how they're maneuvering, it's systematically structured for people to stay in one way and have to be complacent with that. I feel that if you say too much with the people who hold entitlement to power, and they feel like you're trying to go, it's like a chain to a dog. You can only go but so far. I'm gonna let you go as far as you can. But when you feel like you're off of that leash, I'm gonna pull you right back.
Yeah. So do you feel right now like speech and freedom of speech and saying things?
There was never no sense of freedom of speech.
Yeah, you feel so it wasn't. So it's not.
Everybody who had a freedom of speech got.
Okay. True. So you feel like it just never was the freedom of speech in the first place. So it's nothing.
I think there is I think when you make enough static till your voice is heard, to where you reach masses, you become a target. You become an issue. You become a problem. because we've been doing it this way this whole entire time. Think about it, right? Michael Jackson was loved to the like. If there was, I used to think Michael Jackson was the president. That's how much love he had at one point.
Yeah.
He would go to different places and people would be standing at attention, waiting for him to walk down a doggone lane. You feel what I'm saying?
Yeah.
How you get that much love and praise like a gladiator to be considered to be in a place of wacko jacko?
Mm-hmm. That was crazy. That's crazy.
Systematically, they wanted to break him. Yeah. The same way they're systematically breaking Kanye. The same way they try, Kyrie, they just, you know what it is with Kyrie, the difference? They making sure he takes a really good beating.
Yeah.
Mentally.
Yeah.
So he doesn't come back with this again.
Yeah.
And anybody else who tries to go around this narrative, this is what we're going to do to you.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Know what I'm saying?
How could it be freedom of speech if you're making somebody do 6 things and you're not even trying to understand his perspective and his point of view and why he's saying or why he even.
And that's that was the greatest question. That was a beautiful question right there.
Yeah.
Why can he not express and ask these questions?
Yeah.
And why they just can't have a normal conversation about it?
Yeah. They can't have a normal conversation. So is it any such thing as freedom or freedom of speech? It ain't no such thing. Freedom is probably a nightmare for people. That's what it is.
But the reason why I feel that they don't want people to know the truth is because they want us to be consumed with the things in their ideals of how they run the world. Think about it, right? If we took the whole type what they're doing, made Hollywood into a new Hollywood, and then follow what they did, which we really can at this point. If we really invested into ourselves and really did for ourselves, we wouldn't need them. If we don't need them, guess what happens? They lose money. They have to rely on each other at that point. The only reason for most of that high income is because of who's the ones that you put in the teams. We literally are your slaves to literally, we're your batteries to help propel what you want to perpetuate for your dreams and aspirations and for your generations of kids to come. But if we did that to ourselves and did that for ourselves and really implanted for what we could do for ourselves, things would change. But you see a lot of these actors are not going to do that. You see a lot of people that don't want to do that. I'm not going to say that they don't. They probably can't because, oh, you do this, we're going to take this away from you. We want to do this, we're going to put all this around you. We own the tabloids. It's all Jewish people that's running the tabloids behind the scenes. We'll just get the right ones to go ahead and really start criticizing you for all the things you've done wrong. Oh, we'll start putting up stuff you did in the past. Oh, you did this and you did that. Oh, yeah, we knew we was around. We said everything was cool. No, we was leaving documentation on you and we was watching you the whole entire time. Just in case if you start messing up, we can get that on you.
I feel like at the end of the day, it comes to us as a people in America, but really when it comes to Black people, what power we have? We don't have no power. If we do have power, we not using it right. We have correctly.
We have power. The problem is that we don't tap into one another and talk to one another as, I don't feel like I'll be honest with you, right? When Jewish people want to talk to each other, they don't talk to each other on the phones. They go to a cathedral and they all meet in one situation as a whole. Regardless of whatever disbeliefs they have, right? They don't let that override their judgment of what the goal is. Us as people, because of the music that we listen to, because of generational thought processes of what has happened in the past and in certain people's ideals, we all intake all of those things and all that sense of empowerment and feeling like we know it all. And that's the reason what sets us back, because we don't know it all, right? But if we took the time to take all that stuff away and actually had a communication sit down, how we could branch and do something better for every community. Stop listening to what these people saying of, oh, come and follow me. No, let's follow each other in the right direction and really come as a whole and really fix what's been going on, what's been broken. Let's get all the guns out of here. If we do need guns, let's make our own militant situation. Like the Muslims do. I'll be honest, Farrakhan's whole team is pretty much what I'm talking about right now.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? That's why I may not agree with everything.
So much. I don't agree with them, but they could do what so much. You know what I'm saying? They can't do everything, or they can't really help everybody, but they could do what they do within their community. You know what I'm saying? So
that's true. That's what I'm saying. But I'm saying as a guideline. You know what I'm saying? If that particular part don't want to give us the information, why we can't build ours to be as militant as that and be structured in that way? I agree with Kanye West. Take that Planned Parenthood out of here.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
Yes.
You know what I mean? Like, let's take everything that we contribute as a saving situation and throw it away knowing it's bad. Like, you know, when they gave us intestines and we made that to chitlins, we don't got to keep consuming the bad stuff and accepting it for what it is. Let's take the situation and say, no, I'm not taking that. I'm not doing that. I don't care about that. Don't care what you say. I'm doing this for this. And I'm doing this for that. You know what I mean? And it's not a racial thing, too. I want to make that clear. It's not a racial thing. It's not about who the enemy, whatever. If you an enemy, you this, you that. Regardless of that, it's about helping the community out and letting the community really build to be better. Okay, we're all living in poverty, generational, you know, they're gentrifying everything. Yo, we got to come together. So we have to stay underneath one roof. Who's who, what is what, start getting communication. Listen, we need to start, you know, doing and strategizing. The Indians did it. The Mexicans is doing it. You know what I'm saying? And they're minority. They're third world countries.
Some of these people, they don't have to vote or nothing. They do what they do.
Right.
And everything that happens in politics, it doesn't even affect them at the end of the day.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So,
and if we're considered 3/5 of a vote, why we just don't come out with our own situation? It is America. The only way we make free is when we free ourselves from what they have been pushing this narrative for all the time.
That's gonna be hard though. That's what I'm saying. A lot of people, they're not
right, because and you're right. Yep, you're right. You're right
take
because
a long time for that.
Yeah, right. But see, it could take a long time, or it has to take something critical enough to where we really start seeing that there is no help for us and we really don't even rely on ourselves.
I just think the mental, bro, at this point, when it comes to us, the mental, a lot of us we've been, you know what I'm saying, we've been pampered for so long. Like before the mid-60s and 70s, we wasn't pampered like that. So we was forced in the 50s to do what we were supposed to do, because we had harder situations. I feel like the situation right now is not hard enough yet. You still being
it's coming.
It's coming. But right now we're still entitled. So because the mindfulness entitled, we're not getting to that point where we get into a dire situation. We got people right now saying, I don't care what happened with Kyrie. I'm still gonna look at NBA. I'm still gonna watch it. It don't bother me. That was his fault. He should have never signed a contract. This guy, like, what kind of foolishness is this? You dude was what, 18 or 21 years old when he signed that contract. He don't know what he knew then, what he knew now. You know what I'm saying?
He knows. Yeah, everybody grows.
So everybody grows. So, but you got people that are this ignorant of, like, well, that's his problem. He should have never signed a contract. He knew what he was getting into, and why we have to worry about these celebrities and what these celebrities are doing. But I'm like, it's bigger than what the celebrity is doing. It's bigger than Ye, and it's bigger than Kyrie Irving. This is really about a population and how the population misuse their influence, they misuse their power, and they don't know what's going on at the end of the day. And at the end of the day, like, we're not using resources how we should use it. You know what I'm saying?
No,
it could affect
but they don't.
too. Yeah.
Right, but that's the problem. Like, I'm gonna just say it's the democratic way of how it's structured. Because think about it, what the Democrats do, they use everything that's pretty much negative that you're not supposed to have and implement it as we're for you when they're really against you in a lot of ways.
That's a fact.
You know what I mean? Like, they love Planned Parenthood. Now, don't get me wrong, I don't believe in abortions and stuff like that to a degree. That little girl got raped, that ain't right. You know what I'm saying? That's something different.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Or, you know, and see, those things are in a different context. But if you sitting there, let's be honest, because we both from the hood, I've seen it a million times. And this is the thing they don't talk about. Why women can't have abortions if they want to? You got a baby in your stomach for 7, 8 months, 6 months, whatever the case may be. You knew for a fact that dude wasn't coming back. But you want to still have a decision while this baby has a heart and has hands, has eyeballs, is literally looking at itself, and all of a sudden you want to terminate it.
Right.
That's because that's what it's structured to be. Because listen, y'all want to kill your generational, your next generation. You be killing your next Martin Luther King. Yay, do it. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know what I mean? You wanna have the drug dealers come into a situation, and this is what y'all want to listen to, where it's garbage and it's not doing nothing but perpetuating hate and malice over your own race. Yay, go ahead and do that. Yep. You know what I'm saying? Yep. You don't want to be helped. Right. Y'all want exactly. You want to sit there and not have the cops help y'all out. Don't get me wrong. There's bad cops, but white people get hit up too. They just don't put it in the news, right? But you don't want the cops around, and you want to do X, Y, Z, bomb. Go ahead. You know what I'm saying? So it's kind of like, yeah, we're going to give you all the freedom that you need because we're going to let you guys destroy yourselves anyway. That's one part of it. The next part of it, back to what we were saying before, as far as how things are going to get worse, as far as the Black generational situation. If there's no trade in IT, if there's no trade with something high tech, if there's nothing to a situation where you can't go back to school to get another functioning way, listen, it's going to die out. Waitresses is going to be placed with robots.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
Yes.
you know what
I mean,
it's already
people getting mad. I'm like, they sitting here, they getting mad about dude because he wore my White Lives Matter t-shirt. You mad about that? My thing is, how many of y'all are in these trading? You say, how many of y'all working the grid? How many of y'all are controlling the satellites?
None.
How many of y'all, who own the phone? Who owns the phone? How many of y'all are making cars? Nobody's getting, like, what power do we have? And now you're mad because this man wore a White Lives Matter t-shirt? You're emotional because of that?
Right.
Like, let's be real here. You know what I'm saying? So
I don't think he did anything wrong with that.
I don't think he did nothing wrong. That people getting mad about that. You mad because
there was a meaning behind that.
Yeah, it was a meaning behind that. And you're mad because of an emotional standpoint. You put not you, but the person mad about this, they put a definition on it, or they put some meaning of it. Oh, he's trying to hate on Black people or hate on Black Lives Matter. That man never did that. Come on now. That's
exactly.
Cool. I'm saying, so
I totally agree.
At the end of the day, I feel like at the end of the day, when I'm looking at the culture, we lack in substance and power. And that's why there's such a negative backlash when it comes to these two. You know what I'm saying?
I feel like the only way we're going to really get power, and it's kind of like messed up. I may be wrong, and Lord forgive me, but I feel like it's that Harriet Tubman thought process.
Yeah.
Eliminate the weak and keep the strong. That's just how I look at it. You know what I'm saying? Because we need new builders. We need people that's going to be strong enough in this generation and the next generations to come to push that envelope to where we still have a voice and we still matter for ourselves. I feel like we got too many weak people in our nationality that don't do as much as we could be doing. You know what I'm saying? Like, you go to the neighborhoods, you know what I'm saying? And you know for a fact that there's a lot of killing, there's a lot of robbing going on. A lot of people need, you know what I'm saying? A lot of people got a lot of a lot of situations. You know what I'm saying? And then they don't make it no better because the gentrified is helping out that situation too. You go into school now, putting kids on ADHD medicine when the kid is when a boy is just being a boy and they just hyperactive at that moment. It changes, but it's all systematically structured to destroy Black people, period.
Yeah, period. That's fact. And we're going to end that there. You know what I'm saying? I want to do a part 2 of this convo maybe on the next episode. We're going to have these 2 other people that's going to chime in on their opinion, what's going on when it comes to Kyrie and when it comes to Kanye, and how that affects the community and how that affects everybody, because it's about more than those 2. It's about pretty much the influence that they have, or the influence that the whole entertainment industry has on the population, and how it's negatively affecting the population. So we're going to continue this on the next episode. So y'all know where to follow me at Don Warbucks Everything. And you can follow Core187 on Instagram.
You already know what it is.
RLE Cast episode 8. All at us, man. We out.